Hey, how you doing? So I want to talk about surveillance equipment. This the equipment I have been using and where I am now. Because I think the equipment that I'm using now is pretty good. Um, okay, so this is what I started off with, and it's just a sort of a $50 Olympus digital voice recorder. It's designed, for meetings and that, taking notes. And but it was pretty good to start off with. I started off using these built-in mics, and later on I tried a lavalier mic as well. The main problem with it is the noise floor is quite high, and it only records MP3, and MP3 is not ideal for taking to court. It is evidence, but some courts won't allow you to add, use any audio that's below sort of 44, 16-bit WAV file or something like that. Okay, so I moved on from that, and then I was rocking this phone, and I thought I'm going to start using my phone. And I was using one of these cheap Samsung phones because they're quite a good bargain, and the back comes off, so you can easily get the battery out. So I was doing that a lot, to sort of like stop people from tracking me. But what I also had was this other one, this older phone, and I rigged this up just to record. I just kept the voice recorder on it. It records quite high detail, and I had a Rode lav mic. I was using that with it, and that was a really good system. The only problem with it is that I'm reliant on phones, and I'm trying to get away from the phone, or I was, at least. Okay, so the system that I'm using now is this. It's Zoom H1. It's about $100, and it's really great for getting evidence. I don't use these XY mics on it. I don't really think they're that good for capturing the kind of sound that I want to capture. So my idea was to pair it up with a good lav mic. Okay, but we'll talk about this unit first. Okay, so we've got line out here. That's so you can rig up some headphones to it. What I did was I used the headphones to set my input level. I walked down the street and I was like monitoring my recording, which you can do. So I could see that I was getting a clean recording. And then once I had it set up, I just left it on that setting. Volume for the headphone volume. We've got SD card here. It comes with 2 gig. But you can go up to 32. But I recommend you give the 2 gigabyte a go first before you upgrade it, because 2 gigs very useful. You can record on a whole day with that. Okay, so we've got the big record button there. USB for getting your files off there. We've got an on-off button, so let's switch it on. I'm going to switch it on because this hold button is quite relevant as well. Let's start recording. Okay, so you switch it on, you just press record and you're recording. Then you can go into this button and put it on hold. Okay, so input level here, that's relevant. I've got it at 80. I mean, if you use the same setup as me, try it at 80. I think you'll find it's about right. Line in here for your lav mic, and some buttons for reviewing your work. Let's have a look at the back. It runs on one AA battery, so I've just got 2 rechargeable ones. I just keep them charged up and always ready to go. What we got here, recording format. You can go WAV or MP3. Obviously, if you're going to buy this, use the WAV because that's what you're paying for. We've got auto level. I'll say leave that off, because you get a better recording by setting the level manually, and it's very easy to do. Low cut I've tried it. I've tried it both ways, and it's better to have low cut on, I say, because it takes out a lot of irrelevant noise like traffic, planes, low rumbling noises. Okay, so that's that. That's a great thing. The Zoom H1. I'll show you now. The mic that I'm using is this one here, and this is JK Mic J 044, and this is a great mic. You see how small it is. Really easy to hide. Just plugs into there, and this mic that some people say is the best mic you can get for under $100, and it's actually $30. It's just one of them cheap mics that just happens to be really good as well. Its main flaw is that it captures a lot of ambient background noise. So obviously for me that's a positive. That's not a flaw to me at all. So that's why this is such a good thing to use for this kind of recording. Which for me is people coughing at me and stuff. This picks up a lot, and like I say, really easy to hide. Okay, so the way that I hide this stuff is I generally hide it in a bag. I have a shoulder bag that I just carry it wherever I go, and this is always going on in there. It's always recording wherever I go. And I basically like my pick out certain areas where the harassment's really really bad when I get back, and make notes of where they all are, how many there is, because you need to organise your evidence. But obviously, you don't want to go through 12 hours of recordings. You just find like the really relevant parts. Keep the whole recording, and then make notes where it's really bad, so that you can easily bring it up if you need to. Because this is the kind of evidence that's going to stop you getting from sectioned into mental hospital, and could defend you if something goes wrong, like you get in a fight with a gang stalker or something. At least you can prove that you're being gang stalked. Okay, so my way of I think if you're a woman and you get in this trouble, I recommend you hide this in your handbag, and you just always have it running. And if you get in a situation where you're getting undressed or something like that, you haven't got to worry about the mics being taped to you or anything like that. It's just going to be in your bag, and you can live your life as normal, but you're going to be recording evidence.